welcome to Ephemera Files by Tommy. And I am back and I am working on my self-imposed wild hair kit challenge. And this is where I ordered a kit from wildharekits.com where you answer a questionnaire telling them things you like, things you don't like. You get to choose different color palettes that you can say, yuck, I hate that. Oh, I love that. Get it in my mailbox. Everywhere in between. But the kicker is you don't know what they're sending you. You can tell them the stuff you really don't like. You can tell them the stuff you love. It's not a guarantee that you will or will not get either one of those things, but they will aim toward that. So I made myself a challenge to make a journal using everything that they sent me in the Wild Hair Kit. And boy, did they create me a challenge, because some of these things, it was a real struggle. How am I going to pull this together? So far, it's working. I have arranged all of the papers that were in the kit. I've added some of my own papers because there were not enough papers to make an entire journal. And it would have been all cardstock and honestly not real interesting to have as a journal when you just got cardstock. So I've got those put together and I'll show you those at a later time. I wanted to show you real quick the cover. It's going to be a 6x6 inch journal. And I made the cover out of the cardboard packaging envelope that it came in. And you can look back. I will link my unboxing video below so you can look at everything that was included in the kit, get some of my reaction because I was surprised. But I did manage to have enough of the cardboard kit to make a cover, and I still have several pieces yet to put in there in some way. I'll figure something out, I'm sure, because I am considering everything they sent as a part of my challenge. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do the cover yet. I'm thinking I might use some gesso. I have 19 different distress oxides picked out because of all the colors. It's a very colorful arrangement of papers that they gave me, assortment. I just haven't decided yet. I did decide that I am putting part of the logo from the packaging on the back, and that is their logo, Wild Hair Kits. I love the little bunny butt. It's so cute. So there is my cover. I believe it's a 2-inch spine. And these are, I think, are 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 because I wanted to have enough to envelop the pages. On the inside, I like to use felt. Sometimes the felt shows and sometimes it doesn't. I just feel like it gives the cover not only a little more stability, but just a feel. I don't know, it's hard to explain. I can't even explain it to myself. Okay, so I've got that part put in, but it's still pretty flimsy. And I like my books to have a little bit more substance in the covers. So I cut another piece of the cardboard from the mailing envelope. This is to cover the inside of the spine. And this is what is going to make my binding stronger because now it's going through 2 layers of that cardboard and a layer of felt. I had a gap in my felt at both ends and I simply covered it with a little piece of this, it's not sorry, I think it's just cotton, but it comes in a roll like, this. And I just cut some of that because it went with the color scheme. And it only goes to here because you weren't going to see it any further on both sides. This is covered with my beat dyed digis that are available in my Etsy shop. And I'll link that below down below as well. To finish off the inside of the covers, because I didn't just want the felt. Like I said, I wanted a little more heft. I have covered more pieces of the cardboard with some more of my beat dyed paper. And I cut it just shy. It's not exactly square. It's like 6 1/4 by 6, something like that. And I covered one side with this paper. And this is printed. This is not original, because I wanted it to lay smooth. And I wanted to make sure how it printed. So this is really kind of a test run anyway. Now, I need to remember, did I want that right side up? Not right side up. Did I want it that side up or that side up? Which way was I going with that? I think I was going that way. So first I will show you on this one, which is still from that same digital download. I creased all of the edges. After I cut off, I mitered a corner, leaving probably 1/8 of an inch, less than 1/4 of an inch, but more than to the tip of the cardboard. And I saw this a long time ago, and I don't even remember where I saw it. But when you fold this corner down, if you will take, did I put my bone folder away? Yes, I did. If you will take your bone folder and come here and crease, that actually brings that in just the tiniest little amount, so that when you fold it, you have got a nice clean corner. I'm gonna see if I can pull this up here. Do the bone folder right there, push it in, and look at that nice, neat corner that doesn't have any overlap. And I did that all the way around, and then I laid it flat again. And then I come in. You'll want some clips. Most likely you'll want some clips. How about that? And I glue. Right now I am just gluing the corner or the sides down. And I glue in the middle first and work my way out, just because that seems to help with any misfolds on my part. And then I move to the next corner, and I've already creased these. I'll just glue this quickly. You don't need a whole lot. You just need it to hold it down long enough. Now I'm going to take that one off for just a second. Again, I'm going to go from the middle and work my way out. And I'm going to make sure that this time I put this right over the overlap so that it's holding it down. Same here. See that? Continue all the way around. Clipping as you go. And remember, you can use that clip on that end right there to hold it down. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to be covered up. You're just holding it together so that the glue can grab, so this paper doesn't start flipping out and messing up your edges on the inside of your book cover. Move both of those down just a little. I am trying to remember to stay on my mat. My last video, oh my goodness, like 3 times. I was so completely off the camera. It was ridiculous. So I'm trying to do better, I promise. All right, now we'll set this to the side and let it dry for just a minute. We're going to come back to the one that is already dried, and I'm just going to center it. I did take pinking shears to the edges of this felt to give it kind of a finished, more of a finished look. And I left it overhanging just to give it a little decorative edge. Now, this time I want to make sure that I have plenty of glue. I just need to be careful that when I get to the edges, I don't have so much that it seeps out and causes problems with my felt. I don't want to have glue marks. I am going to put glue around the edges. I'm just going to do it carefully and stay just a little bit away. I'm not going right up to the edge. Maybe 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch, if not less. I'm going to pick that up carefully and remember which way I wanted this to go. It was the other way, of course. And I'm going to center that there. I want to make sure that I have a gap. So I'm not quite centering it. I'm centering it top to bottom. I want to make sure that I've got a gap right here so that when it closes, these two pieces are not fighting with each other for space. So I'm going to push that down, press it hard, make sure I've got really good contact between that cardboard the wrapped cardboard piece and the felt. I am going to give this a few more minutes to set up. And while I'm doing that, I will go ahead and show you. This is the hippie hemp. Is that what they called it? Hippie hemp cording that they gave me. And it cut into 3 pieces that are the perfect length to use for my signature ties. So I am going to use that. Let's see if I can do this without blinding you with that light. Oh, I put felt under there. I forgot about that. So I'll just show you real quick the papers that I've got in the signatures. I'm not going to go boom, boom, boom real quick. But just to show you that it takes more than just cardstock, I think, to make a journal. And I wanted to show you that I am using everything that came in the kit. This is one of the packages from the stickers. And I will be using that as a page. I make sure that I've got writing space in there along with fun space where pictures can be placed, and I'll have place for pockets and such. This was a misprint of one of my papers. For some reason, my printer wanted to put lines on it. I don't know if you can see the lines. There you go. And actually, it works kind of like a nice little journaling spot. So there's that one. This is the only pocket that I am making to be sewn in. Any other pockets will be added on. And this is another piece of that beat dyed paper. Okay. And since the back half looks like the first half, I'm not going to show you the back half. Okay, there's that one. And then this is the center signature. And it was hard to get some of these pages to work together. I had to have other papers to put in there in between them. And I have a working name for this journal, but I'm not going to share it just yet. More of that beat dyed paper. There's 2 sheets right next to each other of that journaling paper. I made let's see, what would I call that? A longer page out of these. And they're just held together. They're journaling cards that were in the kit, and I used medical tape to hold them together. And I've just got them overlapping. This is a fun surprise fiber. It is a color catcher sheet. And I love using those in my journals. They add a fun texture and a pop of color, and they stamp really, really well. See another, this is from my, this is the ogre paper, because that is red and yellow onion skin die. And then this is a surprise that I'm not going to show you right now. You'll have to stay tuned. And then here is the third signature. And I like to pull some of my own dies in. I tried not to use anything else from another kit. This is a piece of, this is a backing sheet from one of the stickers. And it's the phrase stickers backing. Like I said, I'm going to try to use everything that came in the kit. Another piece of the acetate pocket. Since I made my pages all 6 by 6, I had enough to have 2 of each print to be a page. And some of the prints, like this one, the top half looked a lot different. So it doesn't really look like a duplicate. There's some parchment paper in a couple of the signatures. I'm going to do something with that envelope flap. Here's another one of my beat dyed papers. And then I've got something special in mind for that center as well. And so that's the third signature. I am only making 3 signatures for this. All right. So this should be dry. Dry enough for our purposes anyway. So we'll remove all the clips. If it pops up a little bit, that's okay, because we will be adhering it. And it should be fine. Now, one way is slightly longer than the other. I just have to, yes, it's this one. Do I want it that way? Yes, I think I do. I think I do. Let's see. Or do I want it that way? I want it that way. This is the page that'll be right next to it. So I want to see if that blue is going to be picked up or if I need to try doing something different. Excuse me. All right, so this time I'm going to leave it the direction that I want it. Once again, I'm going to glue. And I glue in circles. I don't know that there's any difference between linear gluing and circular gluing. I just kind of like it this way. I do know in certain applications, I definitely don't want linear gluing. This way, if anything does show through on others, it's not going to show through on this, but on other projects, if anything does show through, it's a little more random than just lines going across your project. And once again, I'm centering it top to bottom, and I'm pushing it out toward the pinked edge of the felt. Okay, my camera stopped. I don't know when it stopped, so I'm going to guess that it was after this and sometime in adhering this. I glued this on the same way as I glued this first portion on. And this gap here that we left ensures that the book will close neatly without bunching, without having to be this big, because these two pieces are not fighting for space to be closed as the journal. I have my signatures right here. I already showed you a quick flip through of them, but I'm going to set them up in the journal so that you can get an idea of what it's going to look like. From the top anyway. You can see that it's not going to be skimpy, but it does have room to grow. All I need to do is sew the signatures in because, well, All I need to do is sew the signatures in after I determine top to bottom placement of each of the papers. I already know what order they're going in, but I need to place the papers from the top of the journal to the bottom of the journal because not all of them measured 6 inches. Then I will sew each of the signatures in, and then I will trim the edges because when you sew the signatures in, it pulls them tighter together, and you don't know how far this is going to stick out. It may not stick out as far as you thought, and you may not have to do much trimming at all. So that is where we are with our Wild Hare challenge from Wild Hare Kits. I encourage you to go and visit them. Maybe you might challenge yourself with this same kind of thing. You may surprise yourself with your own creativity that is forced upon you. And I hope that you will continue to join me as I go throughout this challenge. And I want to remind you to be kind, always. Bye.